On radio. More of the good stuff. CliffCentral.com.
Time for the good stuff on a Tuesday morning. This is not Brent Indicu. Do not adjust your radio. No need to change any channels. It's Andrew and Jason standing in for Brent today. He couldn't be here. Got something huge going down, and as all good news needs to spread, Brent needs to get out there and do some stuff. So we're standing in for him. Morning, Jace. How's it going?
What a beautiful intro, Andrew. Good on you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My best Elvis voice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good to be back on the good stuff as always.
Cool. So the format's going to stay pretty much the same, even though the voices may change. Don't forget, you can follow us at cliffcentral.com on Instagram, Facebook, WeChat, Smoke Signal, Pigeon, or even on our own Twitter accounts. What's yours?
Jason M. Greer. What's yours?
Jason M. Greer.
Yeah. Well, Jason Greer was taken.
Okay. Yeah. What am I? I'm Mad Dog SA. So
good. Okay.
Mad Dog _ SA.
I was going to ask you just quickly, where did you get that Twitter handle from? I know you told me before.
Mad Dog's an old standing school name of mine, literally from high school. And it's just never changed. And when I registered for Twitter, when it was still uncool to be on Twitter, I had no idea what the thing was going to do. I use Mad Dog, and I've kept on using Mad Dog, and it's a bit random, but hey, it's still there and it works.
Exactly. People know you now.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right, so lots of good stuff to look forward to, and in normal style, we're going to have a look at the month of March, pretty much kicking off this particular show, and I wanted to chat entertainment first of all, Jason. So, I mean, it's a big time of year for movie releases. We've just had the Oscars as well. And we got a couple of big releases coming up in March from an entertainment perspective.
Yeah.
What have you got on the radar?
Well, one of the big ones that people are talking about is from South African director Neil Blomkamp. We've obviously got Chappie that some people are looking forward to. I've seen the trailer. I'm not so looking forward to it. But
does he call it? Can I ask a question? Does he actually? I know that South Africans, we tend to claim people that do great things. Who was the cyclist?
Lance Armstrong.
No, not Lance Armstrong. Who's the guy that won Tour de France last year? Chris Froome.
Yes.
Is it Chris Froome?
But he's British.
Well, he was born in South Africa 100 million years ago.
No. Okay. He's British, but Neil Blomkamp went to high school in Joburg. He's still got a South African accent. He is South African.
Well, he's not. He worked in Canada. He basically left and crafted his skills in Canada.
Once leaving high school in South Africa.
Do you know the Citroen ad with the car dancing?
That's
was
him.
His first big commercial piece. Anyway, sorry, my point is I'm not sure if we can claim him as South African, but anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so he's got a whole bunch of South African cast in the movie, including Brandon Oret, Ninja, Yolandi from Die Antwoord.
Die Antwoord, yeah.
And even Hugh Jackman has a bit of a role in Chappie with a mullet.
Hugh Jackman.
Sporting a mullet. And, he's in the movie. And it's all literally about this artificial intelligent cop that's kind of gone a bit awry, and Ninja and Yolandi then kind of reform him. It is the most bizarre story, but it's getting, I think, rave reviews overseas.
I've read a lot of comment, and I don't want to go into the Die Antwoord stuff because this is a good news show.
Yeah, sure.
I've read quite a lot of comment around Neil Blomkamp being a one-trick pony.
Being what, sorry?
A one-trick pony. So Elysium was technically the same story as
District 9.
District 9, and Chappie's essentially the same storyline. You can change the plot, change the characters, but the character journey is very similar. And there's a lot of talk in the fanboy space coming up around the fact that he's about to direct an Alien movie. It was announced last week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your take on
it's like literally the same sort of genre the whole time, isn't it? I mean, put him into A Walk in the Clouds with Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron, why don't you?
Yeah.
That's what he focuses on, just like I suppose James Cameron, not James Cameron. Who could we look at? That's quite a generic, or is quite a specific sort of director who always takes after certain roles. I don't know, Brett Ratner maybe. Got all the action hero stuff. So maybe that's what he does. That's his forte, and that's what he enjoys making. And people, I suppose, enjoy it still.
He's very highly acclaimed as a technical director in terms of his ability to understand visual effects and things like that. They reckon that if he didn't follow a career curve as a director, he would have ended up as one of the top special effects producers in Hollywood. So there.
I suppose you reckon there's more money in being a director. In fact, more fame as well.
Yeah.
Because friends of mine who knew him from high school, Obviously, Hollywood changes people, but I mean, more so him. Even when I interviewed him when I was still doing All Access, interviewed him for District 9. He's an arrogant bugger, but I suppose maybe he's allowed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think that's the nature of the beast. You're not going to get away from that when you're in an ego-driven world.
Well, Sholto Copley still managed to stay humble. He's very lacquer.
Is he?
I like him, yeah.
Is
He's a very
Sholto
cool
in
guy.
this one? Is Sholto in? Oh, Sholto is in Chappie as well. So he's got a couple of regulars. He's got Sholto Copley. He's
They're
got
best friends, yeah.
Brandon Orette. He's got.
Correct.
In fact, that's actually a really good news story. The whole journey of Sholto becoming the celebrity. So you know that District 9 should never be made. That's the first point.
Yeah.
So pop quiz: what do Microsoft's video game Halo and District 9?
Okay, well, that's the thing. I mean, I understand it. So, what's his face? Peter Jackson saw the Halo thing that Neil Blomkamp did and said, right, I want to produce District 9 that you're going to be doing, or did.
No,
Something like that?
Halo was never made. So District.
Oh, that's right, it was.
So
yes.
Peter Jackson basically employed Neil Blomkamp, shipped him across to Middle Earth. I mean New Zealand.
Yeah.
And they were working in pre-prod on Halo, the movie of the video game, and it went into development hell. And they had basically collapsed, never going to make the movie. They had a year on their schedule for free, and Peter Jackson said, "Here's $40 million, I think it was. Go and make a movie. You've got no more money. Go and make a movie." And Neil Blomkamp showed Peter Jackson a 3-minute short that he'd shot as a student on the mine dumps in Joburg. And that was
there we go.
That was the premise of District 9.
Look at you.
Look at me,
Hey,
hey?
the
Who
premise.
knew? I'm the new Barry Wronger.
We're on radio, right? So,
But sorry, so my point about
Yes.
that, Jason,
yes,
was in his early days of Neil Blomkamp working pre-production in South Africa, Sholto Copley employed him as a runner on a movie.
Sholto Copley employed Neil Blomkamp.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Gave him his break in the industry.
Oh, look at that.
And 10 years later, tides had turned.
Now he's playing the king in Maleficent,
Absolutely.
which was, I think, a terrible role for him. He should never have played it, but he did do a good Murdoch in the A-Team, and he
He did. He's good.
did do pretty well in Elysium as well.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. So let's talk about what else is coming up.
I know one of your favorites is coming up.
Do you want Let It Go?
Yeah.
Just Let It Go.
Listen, I know that song backwards.
Let It Go. Anybody with kids knows it. I'm sorry. So the songwriter that wrote all the songs for Frozen has officially apologized to mothers around the world for writing
dads.
such earworm songs. So Frozen, Disney's releasing Cinderella, number 1, which is coming out 10th of March, I think it is here.
I think so.
I'll check the dates.
I had it.
So Cinderella's coming up in March, big release, big, glamorous, live-action, Disney-esque type movie. What I think's really cool, rather than the movie, because I saw the trailer and it's not really my cup of tea, is that they've released a mini Frozen. Not Frozen 2, it's like Frozen 1.5.
Yeah. It celebrates someone's birthday.
Yeah, it's probably just a teaser of the fact that they're currently making Frozen 2, Frozen 3, Frozen 4 The Revenge,
Yeah,
Frozen
exactly.
the stage show.
And then by that stage, the character voices have changed, except for the one who's still holding on tight to the reins, hoping to make it big. You see, but the thing is, Frozen was really such a good movie, and I'd never watched it until like yesterday, properly from start to finish. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually quite happy to have another Frozen, especially like the guy who owns Wandering Oaken's Trading Post. Goes, hoo-hoo. You know that?
Big Summer Blood.
Yeah.
Hi, family.
That was brilliant.
Not
So-
that I've seen the movie at all.
And of course, Olaf.
Yeah, I think Frozen worked because it was a sleeper hit. So I'm quite keen to see the little animated short at the only screening, big exclamation marks everywhere, only screaming in the trailer reel to Cinderella. So that's coming up as well.
Cool.
What else we got coming up in March?
Well, we got Get Hard, starring,
I'm sitting down.
But you see, that's why I went straight into it before you could even throw in. So
We're
Get
not
Hard.
talking about 50 Shades of Grey. Come on.
We'll get back to Get Hard in a moment. 50 Shades of Grey, 2 weeks ago, I hosted the girls' night out in New Metro at Clearwater. They had 3 cinemas, all screening 50 Shades of Grey. 4 cinemas, sorry, all screening 50 Shades of Grey, the premiere. Each cinema completely full to capacity with screaming, horny women.
How many men?
None. Oh, except for the
Oh, hang on. It was Girls' Night Out, to be absolutely honest.
correct. Sorry.
Yeah.
Girls' night. And the only men there were these shirtless men all standing there so women could walk past and take photos and touch them and all the rest of it. It was
Fantastic.
disgusting.
That's fantastic.
So
Nothing like a bit of blatant sexual anarchy to kick off your movie-going
it
experience.
was just awful. And they were giving out booze. Drunk women are worse than drunk men. I will tell you that now. They are scary.
Can you imagine what was going into that popcorn?
Yuck. Oh, no. Anyway.
Have you seen the movie, though? Have you seen 50
No, I
Shades of Grey?
haven't. I'm not going to.
Do you want to?
No.
Have you read the book?
No.
So my take on it is, and I haven't read the book or seen the movie, but my take on it is like bad, current, millennial Mills and Boone.
All I do know is that there are whips and chains involved.
I know he's got like a sex room. I do know he's got a sex room. Are we really talking about this after Frozen? Okay. I know that he's got a sex room. Olaf. Big summer blowout. No. Wrong. Text.
Blow up.
Whole new context.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do know that 50 Shades, I mean, I'm just looking at it now. $147 million at the box office. Cost less than $40 million to make. So hey, sex sells.
Unknown actors, yeah, exactly.
Sex sells. Unknown actors, no draw card. But the potential of a whip and a chain and you're making $150 million US. And that's only domestic US gross, another 338 million
Around the world.
So it's sitting at nearly $500 million off a $40 million production budget already. That's good news for the studio.
Well, absolutely. Well, it's been said that the guy who played the main character, the grey character, apparently he might not be in the sequels due to his wife being all upset about the wild sex scenes in the movie.
Jamie Dornan.
Yes,
I actually saw him on Graham Norton last night.
And
he is the most random.
I've seen the interviews with him. He looks ridiculous.
And he's got
unassuming,
and this terrible Scottish accent. He talks like this, Graham. Oh, yeah, it was funny filming the movie and I had to go and play with my whips.
So, who did he get cast?
Blind casting directors, I believe.
Oh.
No, I think they wanted nobody. I think that was the whole point. I think that was the whole point.
Okay. Well, away from 50 Shades for a Mo, Get Hard at the end of the month. Will Ferrell and Jeepers, his name's just quickly gone completely out of my mind.
I don't know Get Hard.
Will Ferrell and we know him. Who's in Get Hard? That little black guy, short black guy.
Chris Rock.
Not Chris Rock. No, he's not short.
Hang on, I'll tell you now. I'm going to check it out here very quickly.
So I saw the trailer, and it kind of looks like Will is trying to get some sort of like street cred.
Kevin Hart,
jeepers.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And he's trying to get some street cred, and Kevin Hart then teaches him how to get hard.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I think he's going to jail, actually.
Yeah, but
could be fun.
On. It's a Ethan Coen movie, so it's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be quite edgy at the very least. So
Are both brothers involved or just him?
No, just one, according to IMDb.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. Okay, I didn't even know that was coming out. I was looking more at Insurgent.
Yes, okay, well, you can speak about that. I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah, so I mean, it's also, I think, 10th of March release as well. I'm a bit of a sci-fi nut, I got to be honest. So it's no huge names, to be honest. It's another sort of, I think it's going to be a bit of a sleeper hit, to be honest.
It's not Channing Tatum, is it?
Beatrice Pryor must confront her inner demons and continue her fight against a powerful alliance that threatens to tear her society apart with the help of others from her side. It's just sci-fi. It's good sci-fi.
I think I'm busy that night.
No, it's good. We love sci-fi. I have a rule. If there are explosions, it's got Naomi Watts and Kate Winslet, by the way. If there are explosions and aliens, I'm interested. I'm cool. I don't do chick flicks.
I don't care much for aliens either. I don't mind the odd action, but certainly not chick flicks.
All right. So what else is coming up in March? Oh, I wanted to ask you. Have you done? I mean, I get that consumerism is changing and people are moving along, and I'm really keen for your take on the way that movies are trying to up their value offering. We know that people are competing. Disposable income's down. First port of call with disposable income is cell phones and lottery tickets. Proven fact. So guys like Ster-Kinekor are reinventing their product. I mean, it's nothing new. New Metro have tried it over the years. I'm quite keen for your take on this concept of cinema prestige, with the big puffy seats and the lazy boys and the bar service.
You know,
will it last? I don't know if it will.
Look, I think the movie industry as a whole has taken a knock, especially with the fact that you can download, and with video on demand these days. A lot, we're talking box office, and we're talking about Netflix, etc. But brand new movies, unless it's some massive movie that people really want to go watch, I don't know. I mean,
Because 3D was the big thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
but not so much anymore.
The advantage of 3D is that you couldn't stand in the back and film it with a camera, number one. So it sort of started, it definitely stopped the pipeline of piracy at the back at the cinema level.
Does Prestige cost more, huh?
Yeah, Prestige is quite a lot more. It's like 70, 80 rand a ticket.
No, I don't think it's going to work. I say that, but I haven't been to the cinema in, jeez, I can't tell you how many months.
Yeah.
I've got no idea, actually.
What
What do you think?
I think any value offering is good. I think point of differentiation for any product is important. I'm not sure that trying to compete where accessibility, immediacy, and cost is the biggest single issue, I think, affecting cinemas, quite frankly. Why would someone take 3 hours out of the day to drive to, insert name here, Sandton City, and park, and pay a fortune for a watered-down Coke, and pay a fortune for popcorn? I'm not sure that putting them into better seats is going to solve the problem. I think what you're doing is offering a better offering for people that are already converted to the concept of going to cinema. I think I would rather see the Ster-Kinekors and the New Metros of this world trying to pull in from the people that don't go to cinema. And I think that's a different value proposition altogether.
Can you imagine having something like Ster-Kinekor TV or New Metro TV, where you buy a Ster-Kinekor box or a New Metro box, you stick it up to the internet and put it onto your TV, and next thing you got mainstream premiered movies coming straight through to your TVs.
Yeah, or Ster-Kinekor Mobile. Why don't you
there we go.
move the mountain to Muhammad? Why don't you take the cinema to the people? So if your growth markets can come from townships, your growth markets come from peri-urban areas, pop-up cinema.
Well, talk about pop-up cinema. Lone Hill on the 7th of March, this Friday.
It's Greece.
Oh, is it? Oh.
It's the word. It's the word that you've heard.
Oh, no, I also heard it was Top Gun, actually.
Oh, good. I don't mind either. I think we're going anyway.
Yeah, I think we might be going as well. On the 7th of March at Lone Hill, they've got, I think it's 40 Rand entry. It's an open-air cinema, pop-up cinema. Go there, watch a couple movies, and just interact with other people and just have fun. Like what a drive-in used to be like.
Yeah, but driving was also a misnomer. I mean, I was born in England, and when I came to this country, one of the very first things that we did was we went to the drive-in. And it was crap.
Well,
it was...
Why?
It was
I enjoyed it.
Uncomfortable, and you couldn't see over the headrest in front of you, and there was a
because you didn't have a bucky boot to reverse and to put a mattress there and to watch.
There was a metal speaker with the sound quality of a tin cup that you used to hang onto.
It was the experience, Andrew. That's what we miss about drive-ins. The experience was sitting outdoors with your popcorn and your drink and watching a movie.
If I want to watch a movie outdoors, I have an iPad.
Not 20 years ago.
All right, so lots of good things coming up in the entertainment world. What's happening live entertainment-wise? Have we got any big concerts coming up in March?
Not that I know
Just
of.
thought I'd throw that at you.
Do we? No. I hadn't Googled that yet, Andrew.
No,
I've got no idea.
Have One Direction been and gone? When are One Direction here?
Have they come yet? Oh, I don't care.
No, I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right, so we think that there are some concerts coming up in March, possibly, and you can all go along to the Dome and wait outside and see if somebody rolls in with the stage.
I think Michael Bublé is coming back again in March.
Michael Bublé is coming back again in March. Michael Bublé has been here. Michael Bublé has probably sung here. He should know the national anthem backwards.
Most probably. I love him. I've yet to see him live. I'd like to see him live.
Yeah, I think he's a really nice guy as well, which helps.
Yeah.
All right, so we're done with entertainment, I think, and we're going to have a little singy-songy break with some Maroon 5, and we're going to come back and chat about technology. All on the good stuff.
CliffCentral.com.
Gotta love some Maroon 5. It's the Good News Network here on Cliff Central. Sorry, Jay.
Before we carry on, before we get to our guest in studio, that Maroon 5 music video, Sugar, apparently he just crashed weddings, and they managed to have cameras strategically placed at the right time, put up the stage. Through the course of one day, they managed to get through all to these weddings without anybody knowing at any given time that they were going to be there at those weddings. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's carry on.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, obviously they'd prearranged it with other people, so they didn't walk into some random venue, but the bride and groom didn't know. So they'd arranged.
Those were their real reactions.
They were the real
So they
reactions.
had no idea when they suddenly saw all these professional cameras suddenly coming in, and they were okay with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so very cool.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the magic of Hollywood.
Thank you.
All right, so Good News Network here on Cliff Central. You can talk to us on WeChat if you're listening through that, or through Facebook, Instagram, or the Twitter machine as well. We're listening to pretty much everything right now. Or speak to Jason M. Greer on Twitter, or MadDog_SA as well. So we'll try and get to you if we can. But most importantly, right now, we've got Blake Roberts in the studios with us. How are you doing, Blake?
Very well yourself, thanks.
Awesome, thank you. So I had to explain to Blake that neither of us are Brent, just to make sure that he didn't put himself into the embarrassing position of asking us about like NAC nominations and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or calling you Brent.
Yeah, well, listen,
Yeah.
people have called me far worse, so that's cool.
For sure.
So the Blake Roberts Band, let's cut to the chase. So from Durban originally, and obviously moved up to the good old city of Joburg right now.
That's it.
Give us the quick version of how you got into the industry and why you moved to Joburg.
Okay, in a nutshell, I'm not the usual case where guys talk about kind of growing up in the house with the music playing and that sort of thing. I was actually pursuing a sports career at school. That was my thing. Music was just a little hobby on the side.
What sport?
Cricket.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it got to a point, I played a year in England and then kind of set myself goals, and I decided it's not going to happen if I'm not here by there. And then, once I gave that up, I was like, what next? And music had always been in the background. So, I put out a single and the feedback was good. So, I enjoyed it and I just carried on pursuing it. And then a couple of years after I started that, I did an album, and then I just felt I needed to move to either Joburg or Cape Town if I was going to try and pursue this thing now.
Where in Durban are you from, sir?
Actually, Pinetown,
Okay.
known as Crime Town. But I'm from the hood, eh? It's like an 8-mile story.
It's okay, I lived in Westfield North, so I was just over the hill.
I was in Glenwood. So there we all
Okay,
Durban.
cool, man.
Duncan,
Okay.
were you in Durban at all? No,
You can't be
Sorry,
in the
man.
conversation. Oh wow! So I mean, that's the thing when you think about it. I mean, Durban is not really the hub of entertainment in this country. So I think you made a good move coming up to Joburg.
Yeah.
Have you found the competition to be fairly stiff for what you want to do?
Yeah, I think, I'll probably speak about it later, but when I came up, the first album was kind of, I guess, like a pop rock adult contemporary. So it had a bit of legs up here. Obviously, I was new to the scene, also trying to make contacts and figure things out, but I think recently the direction I'm going in is more of a singer-songwriter. So in terms of a market, I think it's pretty difficult to sustain that.
But I suppose that's really interesting because, I mean, you wake up one morning and decide you're not going to follow a professional sport career, you're going to go into music. And I mean, I get that. Anyone that's ever been in the creative industry understands that journey. Jason's done TV, I've done theatre acting.
Okay.
We all get it.
Yeah.
Where do you marry the difference between what you want to do creatively and what works commercially?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's
Because it's great being an artist.
for sure.
But
For
there's nothing. I've got a friend of mine that's got a really good saying. There's nothing more motivational to change what you're doing than going home to a dinner of 2-minute noodles.
I hear you.
So you can do it for the art, or you can do it for the cash. And at the end of the day, rappers in America don't drive VW Polos.
Yeah.
You know.
I hear you. I think I'm still kind of figuring that out myself. I don't know if there is a formula. Otherwise, a lot of guys would have picked up on that. As I was saying, changing style, I think I'm in a place where I'm quite happy to make music, so kind of like you said, the art side. But I'm positive that there are avenues, especially with online overseas avenues. There are ways to go about it. So I'm not. It's kind of like I'm at a place where I just want to write what I enjoy, and I will plug all the avenues and keep doing that. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like all eggs in one basket. Don't worry, Mom, the band's going to make it.
I like the fact that you're going to go online. I think that is so important, especially for an artist of your caliber in this country, try and get out and trying to be seen. Going online, I mean, you see how many artists are being discovered online.
Yeah.
Even there were two artists that Gareth was managing, and they were found online. And they blew up. I mean,
let's not forget that the show started with a track that Duncan picked, not me, I have to clarify, from Justin Bieber.
Oh, well, there we go. Exactly. Found online.
Bieber broke online.
Correct. Yeah. So definitely, and that's what's nice about you get an international audience.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So you got an online channel?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty much the Blake Roberts Band on all online avenues, all your social media.
Yeah.
The Blake Roberts Band. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How do you handle as a musician? And again, I come from a creative angle. How do you handle criticism? How do you not care about somebody going onto Facebook and telling you that your song's crap?
Yeah. I don't think you ever don't care. I would say for me personally, I'm my own worst critic. So if someone says something, I'm pretty honest with myself. If I think it's way off, I disregard it quite easily. But yeah, there's a fine line when guys do kind of touch on an area where you might be a little insecure, unsure, and you just got to address it, I guess. Be humble and look at it honestly.
Well, I mean, it's the same question posed to you, Andrew. I mean, you were always told throughout your life that your acting was crap. I mean, how does that work?
I changed career. I got a real job.
You did a good Brent impersonation. Yeah. I think it's pretty good.
Who knew? And tell me just your take on the formal music industry. So in South Africa as an example. So I mean, company I work for, Hava Sports Entertainment, we've actually got a formal alliance to Universal Music. In fact, I'm seeing Randall next week.
Okay.
Send him my regards.
Hi. Shameless name drop. No, the point. My question is more around the relationship between artists and record labels. I mean, there's obviously the very famous fallout of Jared Leto, where he literally was contracted to Sony, I think it was, I stand corrected, and literally refused to make his final album on contract because they were broke. They were just doing all the work and getting none of the money and that whole vibe. So I'm just curious, have you been down that road? Have you, as a musician, have you experienced any of the angst of trying to get publishers to listen to you?
Yeah, I can't speak from experience of having signed with labels, but I've been in the space, obviously approaching labels and mates in the industry as well. I think it swings both ways. I still hear about those sorts of things, even locally. I'm not going to mention names.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's very wise.
Career limiting?
Yeah, I think it's tough for the labels as well, especially with the internet. I don't know, it's a difficult space. How do they continue to exist? And then there's all this tension between contracts and are artists getting ripped off and, is it fair? So that still definitely exists. I think it's a bit more talked about with the whole internet and digital scene.
I just think the industry's materially changed in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not what it was, and musicians are obviously always looking out for their best interests, and you've got labels who need to make money.
Exactly. Yeah.
And where's the happy point when 50% of people aren't buying music? They're just downloading it. It's,
exactly.
There's a very interesting stat. So I've got a 17-year-old daughter, and she's the first generation that's never going to know the value of music. She's 17. She's never bought an album in her life. She's never bought a CD in her life. She's never bought a tape in her life.
She hasn't needed to,
You don't need to. You can stream it off your phone. You can download it. Your friends share it with you.
Yeah.
She may not be going online and downloading torrents, but she's never paid for a song in her life at the age of 17.
Yeah.
I think I was buying double wham vinyl LPs when I was 12.
Correct. The first vinyl that I ever bought, I bought it with my pocket money. I was like 8. Was Pop Shop 2 or Pop Shop 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got to cassettes, and you had your Walkman. It was so cool.
Sure.
Now look at us. We got iPhones.
Yeah. Blake, tell me, what's your take on the music industry? Why do you do this? Why did you wake up one day and go, I want to play music and I want people to listen to what I've got to say?
Yeah. Well, as I said, it's not the usual story growing up, so I was more into the sport and all that, but I did a lot of, I had a lot of hobbies, and music was there. I think it was a cool creative outlet. So I did art at school. I the struggling musician, I'm a graphic designer on the side. So that was, I think, always in my character, the creative side. And then I think when I first approached it and put out a single and got good response, it's a cool feeling when people comment on the song, makes an impact. It's interesting feeling. And then you can do that across the world to someone you have, don't know, from a bar of soap.
Yeah.
It's a cool creative outlet, and you can see the impact it has. So.
And what's the bigger thing for you as a singer-songwriter? Is it the music or the words?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of lyrics.
Yeah.
The music definitely, I think, can help set a mood. But I love lyrics.
Yeah.
Whenever I buy music, I tend to read the lyrics first before I actually, sit back and just enjoy the whole song.
Okay. What's your favorite artist?
At the moment, it would have to be Ben Howard. I think that's the type of style I'm into. Ben Howard is actually, he just changed his date. He was supposed to be at Immerentia in March. He's changed it to July.
Oh, there was a live event that we could have spoken about. So Ben Howard in July.
There we go.
Throwing forward to July.
Yeah, I think, just his style, lyrically as well. Just really enjoying his stuff at the moment.
Cool. Do you want to grab your guitar?
Cool.
Because I think we threw at you when you came in that we were going to ask you to just randomly play something without preparing, because that's how we roll here at Cliff Central.
But look at that. Funny enough, Blake brought his guitar.
How convenient.
It's so convenient. So unexpected.
That's fine.
Yeah?
Go.
No, I was going to say, I play the guitar, socially at home and no one else is listening. And I started learning a new song this morning. Do you know there's a band called Clean Bandit? And they got this song called Rather Be. No place I'd rather be.
Rather Be.
Rather Be.
Oh.
Anyway, it's quite a cool song to play on the guitar. That's all I'm...
Cool.
Right, as you were.
All right, so Blake Roberts from the Blake Roberts brand is going to throw, not brand, band.
Band.
There we go.
And
I
brand.
quite like brand. Yeah. Oh, that was quite good.
The Blake Roberts brand, close brackets, is going to throw something out. Let's see what it sounds
Cool.
like.
Let it go now, boy, 'cause I held on so tight that I nearly lost my soul. Escape all your fears, run for the hills, and I'll meet you there. And just run. Run, 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 run. Just run. Run, 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 run. Turn around now, boy, 'cause I went down that road. It'll only age your soul. Escape all your fears, run for the hills, and I'll meet you there. And just run, 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 run. Just run, 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 run. And I know it's easier to just stay still. Oh, but comfort should never win when it comes up against your will. So just run, just run, run. Run, run, just run, 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 run like the wind, run from the fear, run for your life, begins here. Run like the wind, run from the fear, run for your life, begins here. Just run, 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 run.
Wow.
That's real. That's our studio audience. That's beautiful, man. Sure.
Awesome, that was great. So, wow, that was really, really cool.
It
I'm
really
just
was.
gonna go wow once
Sure.
more.
I've never heard someone sing live. Being in a studio, sing live, it's
Really
Very
cool. What gigs you got coming up? Where are you next?
Thursday night at Steamworks. That's with the Motherland headlining
cool.
the show. Yeah, that's a cool one. And then on the 22nd at Beer House. It's on Witkoppen there, and then the 29th at the Four Ways Farmers Market.
Brilliant. All right, so you can hear some more of Blake Roberts at soundcloud.com/Blake Roberts Band or facebook.com/The Blake Roberts Band.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
And on Twitter at Blake Rob Band.
that's it. Nice one. Good save there.
I got it.
All right, so what we're going to do, we need to talk some tech, but we're going to ask you to come back at the end of the show
Okay.
and do one more song to play us out. Is that okay?
Okay, cool.
Cool. So
Please.
about another 15 minutes. That
Perfect.
was amazing. That was really cool.
No, it really
Awesome.
was very cool. Thanks, man.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we're going to take a quick musical interlude while we jiggle the studio around with some Uptown Funk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city.
Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars and Mark Ronson. You don't get much more feel good than that.
Yeah,
very cool. All right, so, man, how good was Blake Roberts? I'm still a little bit blown away by that. It was really,
Also
really
really-
cool.
really
So, we threw that curveball at him. He's going to come back in and play us out, which I think is absolutely amazing. And
Cool.
anything to support local artists.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, Mr. Greer, we need to press on. I'm sort of
Yes.
a press on type of host, not press off.
Well, so we're talking about tech and tech that's coming up certainly this month that we can look forward to. First of all was the launch of the brand new Fitbit Charge, which Core was very decent enough to give me to review. And the Fitbit kind of rides off the last Fitbit brand, which was the Fitbit Flex, which kind of syncs to your phone, you wear it, wearable tech, and it measures how many steps you took, how far you ran, your sleeping patterns, etc., all in aid of good health. The new Charge, however, now measures your heart rate. So currently, my heart rate just using the Fitbit is now 66 beats per minute. That's what it measures. You hook it up to your phone, hook it up to your computer, and you can see your daily step count, your calorie intake, what your sleep was like last night, and just your
Can I ask
health
a
in
question?
general.
Can I ask a question?
Mm.
Does anybody care?
Only you.
Does anybody really
Even then.
care about wearable heart rate? Unless you're a triathlete or like a Supremo cyclist. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I had a Fitbit. It was amazing. I could push the button and it did like the Knight Rider thing on the front of it. And
That was the Flex, correct.
that was amazing.
Showing you your progress for the course of the day, yeah?
And within 3.5 milliseconds, I was bored.
Yeah. You know, it's a fad. Wearable tech in this regard is a fad.
What else does it do?
It's- Tells the time.
So does my watch.
Well, this is nice and sleek and it looks really cool and you can run with it and it shows how far you ran and how long it took you to run that distance and tells you how you slept the night before for whatever reason you want to know that.
milliseconds.
And I mean, I haven't stopped yet. There's loads more. I just can't think of them all right now.
Listen, Fitbit's got 50% of the world's wearable market. So I'm not knocking it.
Absolutely. Cheapers, that's fantastic actually.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just asking, does it have a place in my life?
It-
They've sold 2.7 million wearable bands in the first quarter of 2014 alone. So what's that?
Well,
That's 12 million units a year.
Well, look, I have never worn anything to this effect. I've never had anything that measures my distance, measures how long it took me to run. It is for health fanatics, people who run, who like to walk, and I've never had the opportunity to do that. You don't need to have one if you've got an iPhone or a Samsung and you've got apps that can now measure how fast you walk or how far you walk.
So will
Who
my
wants to run with a phone?
will my iWatch,
Okay, well,
will my Apple Watch
Yes.
do the same as the Fitbit?
it apparently will. We'll find out exactly on the 9th of March when they launch it exactly what it will do.
And Apple fanboys the world over.
Well, you see, this is my concern, is that here I've got this beautiful, great Fitbit, but I'm just so scared that when the Apple Watch comes out, I'd rather wear the Apple Watch, although I don't know if I want to run with the Apple Watch, because it'll still be a little cumbersome, perhaps. The Fitbit's really nice and sleek.
Do you know what the Apple Watch
And
costs? I wouldn't want to run with the Apple Watch because I get mugged.
I think it's still going to retail for $4,500.
Take my car, leave the watch.
Yeah, absolutely. 5,500 rand, I think it's going to retail for.
Yeah.
When it eventually does come to South Africa in April, I presume, maybe the end of April.
Yeah, global
If
launch,
we'll-
same date I saw. Same
Yeah.
date.
So I think we're going to be okay with that. But the nice thing about the Apple Watch is it'll just sync harmoniously with every single other Apple product that you have, which I'm looking forward to. Because
They're capitalist swines like that. They just make everything so integrated.
I cannot wait for the Apple TV, the actual TV. That'll be coming out one of these days very soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm convinced about that. I saw that they're going to make a car as well.
And a bicycle.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure I'm totally buying into the Apple car thing, to be honest with you.
Everything integrated.
Hashtag you only had one jobs.
That was quite good, actually.
Thank you. I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal. So I think my whole thing is I get wearables big. I do, whether it's a Fitbit or it's a friend of mine's got the LG G3 with the watch, and it's
And they had the Samsung Gear as
and
well.
the tech's phenomenal. I mean, I really get that. You know, the interface if you use it is great. I just question whether it's so. I mean, they've already. The TV companies have already admitted that 3D TVs are fad and they're moving on to curved TVs. That's a
That'll be a
fad. They're
fad,
moving
yeah.
on to high res.
Yeah.
And I'm just concerned that wearable tech is already over before it's begun.
I don't know. I think it's ease of use. I mean, your phone's in your pocket and suddenly someone calls you or someone SMSs. You just need to look at your watch and voila.
Okay, so Samsung have had a watch out for
The
18
Gear.
months.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that's got one and wears one?
Well, no, because the Gear...
I rest my
Look,
case.
Yeah, the Gear's not great.
Doesn't matter. First, early adopters would have bought it.
Well, I think Apple might be the turnaround, only because I'm an Apple fan and slightly biased too.
I had never noticed that in this conversation.
No, not once.
The subtle undertones.
We are certainly hoping. But moving away from wearable tech for a mo, the launch of the S6 happened the other night in a worldwide launch. The new Samsung S6 and the new Samsung S6 Edge.
I saw comments. It's the best smartphone Samsung have ever made.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. The S6, however, looks frighteningly like the iPhone 6, but we shan't go there. The Edge, however, does sport a brand new curved edge screen on the one side for ease of use for your sort of like, an Apple at the bottom, you've got your shortcut menu.
Yeah.
Similar to that on the Edge.
Isn't the Edge double glass though? Isn't it basically going into where iPhones were 2 years ago? That you sneeze on it breaks.
Something along those lines, I think. I haven't reviewed the S6 yet. I'm looking forward to reviewing the S6 and hoping to come up with some amazing things. I know certain things have changed. For example, the camera is unbelievable on the S6. What else? There's built-in wireless charging, which is, I think, happening across the board now. I think the iPhone 6 Plus that'll be coming out in the year will also support wireless charging. We just need to get wireless chargers, that's all.
LG have had wireless charging for 2 years already.
Sure.
The G3 and the Flex are standard with wireless out the box. Just saying.
The Flex,
Yep.
the new Flex comes with
Yeah.
wireless charging, yeah. Let's see, press cameras.
I suppose my point is from a tech perspective, if you're an Android buff and you've lived in Android, you're pretty much, and you've had a Samsung, you're gonna buy another Samsung.
Well, absolutely, because it's completely different operating systems.
If you're Apple and everything syncs
Yes.
and it's amazing,
Why would you want to change?
You're gonna stay with Apple.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure that people have got that much affinity one way or the other anymore, and I do think that the two-horse race is very much, unfortunately, Samsung and Apple. Although Samsung sales are decreasing. Funny enough, I was reading an article the other day that Samsung spent more on marketing than they did on R&D. So when they were launching the phones, they actually skewed their budget. So they were spending more on marketing than they were on R&D for the first time ever in their history as a company.
Well, look,
so they were effectively buying market share.
Yeah. Well, from a developmental point of view, the screen can only get so big. The screen can only get so high resolution. The functionality of a phone can only get so much before it starts becoming ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
The cameras can only go so far as I'm concerned, before it becomes ridiculously expensive. As technology moves on, then sure, the cameras can come down in price. The glass they're using, the Gorilla Glass, I mean, they're using an iPhone 6 as the S6. I don't know. Wireless charging, what else? Battery. Maybe they can improve on the battery life of these smartphones.
But we do have a strange emotional connection to our phones. We have
Of course.
we have a phenomenal emotional
Loyalty.
resonance to the brand of phone that we use, and it's very funny because it doesn't carry through into TVs necessarily. I don't know anybody that's as passionate. I don't have made that word up. Thank you. I don't know anybody that's as passionate about having a Sony TV on the wall instead of a Samsung.
Yeah,
than they
that's
are
true.
about having an Apple iPhone as opposed to an LG or a Samsung or a Huawei or an HTC.
Well, I think, because your TVs aren't really seen by everybody else, but your smartphones are. It's seen every day by members of the public. There's a certain image that you want to portray every day. I'm an Apple user. I'm an Apple fan. You're a Samsung, for example, fan. But I think there's a certain part of you that wants to show other people that that's who you support. So it's an image. It's a brand.
where would Apple be? This is hypothetical.
Yes.
Where would Apple be if it hadn't made a phone? So its core products. What its core products were. Laptops, iMacs. Where would it be without the iPhone?
Without the iPhone.
Yeah.
They'd still be making iPods.
Would they be as cool, do you
No,
think?
of course not. I don't think so at all. No, they had to move into the phone market. I think they did, yeah.
All right, so in March we got the launch announcement of the
Apple Watch.
with shipping dates probably into April, we believe.
Correct.
We've got the Fitbit Flex.
Fitbit Charge,
Sorry, Fitbit's Charge.
which is now on the shelves, yeah, just recently launched.
cool. What else have we got in March?
That's all I've really got
Okay,
for now, yeah.
that's cool.
April's a new month.
Really.
First Tuesday of next month, we'll talk more.
All right, so this was the Good News Network on Cliff Central. I wasn't Brent, and that wasn't Brent either.
Yes, I'm Jason.
It's been fun. I've got to say, we've had a good time.
It has been good, and it's as always, time has flown by.
Yeah.
You're a brilliant host, stand-in host. What do you call it?
I'm Brent's body double.
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, but that's the point. Time, the old adage, time flies when you're having fun. It really does. And the whole, obviously we're busy doing the wrap-up now on the RAC nominations for 2015 and having a look at RAC 15 and the way that that's gone down. And it's remarkable to see how, irrespective of prior knowledge of the campaign last year, exactly what's going on around the world. And the genuine truth is that good news does spread like wildfire.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing that spreads faster than good news
Is good music?
is bad news.
Oh. I thought that was your segue.
No, I haven't got there yet. I'm
right,
still
okay.
linking. Relax. I haven't got to Blake yet. I'm still linking to Blake.
Right.
It's a really interesting phenomenon if you watch the way that social media and the world is generally consuming and talking about content, and it's just so cool to see good news spreading so fast and people genuinely wanting to get involved.
Yeah.
The days of slacktivism are over.
Mm-hmm.
That's my philosophy in
Good.
life right now.
I agree.
Cool. All right. So we are at the end of the Good News Network. Brent is going to be back with you next week. He was really, really gutted about not being here, but we promised that we would do our best not to trash his reputable name, and we haven't been kicked out of the studio in 55 minutes, so I think we're doing okay there.
We did well, I think.
So I think all that is left for me to do is Jason M. Greer on Twitter. Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you very much, Andrew, at maddog_SA.
Maddog_SA. And I won't be back next week. You're back in a month's time. Brent's back in the studio next week. And to play us out, I really couldn't think of anything better at the end of the Good News Network than another song from Blake Roberts. So take it away.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Ravenous eyes feed on my intention to crawl underneath your skin, to bury all of my tainted misconceptions and engage you from within. Please keep my eyes on this truth. Please keep me focused on you. Venomous lips bleed poison contradictions to cause me to doubt in you, to bury all of my renewed understandings and disengage me from the truth. Please keep the ears from their lies. Please keep me righteous in your sight. With honesty you tore me from my skin. broke down all the lies. You made me look within. You healed me from the cancer in my mind. You made me see the truth. Your love is colorblind. With honesty you tore me from my skin. You broke down all the lies. You made me look within. You healed me from the cancer in my mind. You made me see the truth. Your love is colorblind. So blind me with your passion and guide me with your sight. Reveal me from the inside out. So blind me with your passion and guide me with your sight. Reveal me from the inside out. Blind me with your passion, guide me with your sight. Reveal me from the inside out. Blind me with your passion, guide me with your sight. Reveal me from the inside out. Yeah. With honesty you tore me from my skin. You broke down all the lies. You made me look within. You healed me from the cancer in my mind. You made me see the truth. Your love is colorblind. Please keep my eyes on this truth.
CliffCentral.com